Morena gets his first start of the season. He has appeared as a substitute. Miguel Cardoso with a total of 45 matches now in charge of Mamelodi Sundowns. Very fine record, just 6 defeats in those 45 games. But this is a big one for him tonight, particularly after the disappointment of the MT8. Matikole Bambiso is in charge tonight, the 29-year-old referee of the season, the very experienced World Cup linesman Zakeli Siwela on the near side, Alpha Sitoli on the far side. It's a strong refereeing lineup for today. Now, to the formations and to the experts and to Stanton Fredericks.
Now looking at Kaizer Chiefs, it will be Peterson leading the line. It's the 4 at the back. In comes Kunika alongside Miguel. And moving further to the midfield there, it looks like it'll be 2 alongside him, Tetra and Kele. Shabalala might be a little bit forward in that number 10 role. On either flank, it's Lilepo and More. And Duba will be the man keeping the defense of that Sundown side busy this evening.
Kaizer Chiefs playing at home yet again in the league, and you heard Miguel Cardoso with a little bit of a dig there at the league fixture program for his side. They're away at Stellenbosch at the weekend, so they might do some juggling again for that particular match, but this is their formation for tonight.
Yeah, as it was, Williams in goals for Sundowns. It's a 4 at the back with the 3 changes. Basidin, an opportunity at left back, and Morena on the right. In the midfield, it's a very flexible formation that Sundowns do apply. Adams could be a little bit further forward, or it could stay as a 3-man midfield. And up front, leading the line will be Reyners more centrally, and Sales. Having said that, Sales could play on either flank as well. So it's a Sundowns that's very dynamic and with a bit of tactical flexibility.
Sundowns in a change strip for tonight's encounter. We're about to get underway here at Soccer City. Let me remind you, 60,000 tickets initially put on sale. Then they decided, because all of those went so quickly, to put another 15,000 on sale today. They all went in record time. So 75,000 tickets sold for a midweek league match at the start of the season. It augurs well for this Betway Premiership campaign. Underway we are at Soccer City. Kaizer Chiefs, top of the table, 3 wins out of 3. Mamelodi Sundowns in 3rd place, just below them with 7 points from 9. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Remember, of course, the last meeting between these two sides was a cup tie, the Nedbank Cup semi-final. Chiefs upsetting Sundowns. They hadn't lost to Chiefs in ages. In fact, they'd won 5 in a row before that Nedbank Cup encounter. So there is a little revenge in the air, I would think, as well, from a Mamelodi Sundowns perspective. Yes, Koza, first start of the season for him. And the challenge in the midfield with him. Tetra Sales looking to get it up to Matthews. Matthews initially on the left. Reyners looks to be a bit more central, but they all seem to drift at times. Now Marco, his first start as well for Chiefs, and then the foul is on Pule Modi.
And Mark, I must tell you that down on the field, the pitch is in excellent condition. The weather is perfect for football, and that is exactly what we'll be expecting here as we see Sales come through, taking out Modi, that's playing alongside Paseko Marco on this left-hand flank for Kaizer Chiefs.
Modi coming in for Ndlobo, who played the game against Richards Bay, but was taken off at half-time along with them. Tetra, they tried to get a bit more zip into the side. It did work. They got eventually the 1-0 victory. Now Koza at the back, plays it a little bit short. Williams has to come up. Duba's very quick, but in the end Ronwen Williams read it well. Williams on Saturday played his 500th game in goal in his career in club football in South Africa. This is number 501. He's the 4th on the all-time list, catching up to Vuyo Mere, who's just a couple of games above him on the list. Then Neil Tovey, and the number 1 at the top, Idris Burton, who had such a stellar career with Santos in particular.
I had the opportunity to come up against him. Tell you what, my ankles weren't the same after old Bertie got hold of you.
He'll be delighted to hear that too. Here is Keanu Cupido. This is a new centre-back pairing for Mamelodi Sundowns. These two have never played together. But Kaizer gets the nod ahead of Lebusa, with Kakana out injured for today's encounter. Mvala still making his way back from injury as well, so he was not in contention. Now Marco, we're going to see a lot more running down the left-hand side than perhaps Chiefs had with Bradley Cross, who is a bit more circumspect. He's on the bench. Good ball here. Lilepo's pass, though, a little stray. Lilepo tucked in a little bit more in the middle than we've seen him in the 3 matches previously, but do expect him to do a lot of hugging of that right-hand side touchline.
Yeah, and I do think that he can be much more dangerous if he plays a bit more infield. Many of the times he's tugging that line, as you mentioned there, Mark, and yes, he has the ability to come inside, but I just feel that he'll be so much more dangerous infield, closer to goal.
Adams with a great pass to Allende, looking to slip it into Raiders. Needed some quick thinking in that Kaizer Chiefs defence. Quinica with a good challenge, and now the foul goes Kaizer Chiefs' way. We are going to have some battles in that middle, I fancy. Lilepo and Adams clashing.
Lilepo moving into traffic there, drop of the shoulder there into the crowd, and just coming together with Adams. A little unfortunate for Adams because Lilepo kind of bumped into him, as you can see there.
Well, Adams still had the chance to give him a little slap on the head as the two of them went down. Jaden Adams has featured in all of their matches so far this season. Mamelodi Sundowns, the 6 games that they've played, 3 in the league and 3 in the cup, but not all of them in the starting lineup. A couple of them off the bench as well. Now Mtetwa, they'll need his strength in the middle along with Klele, who had an excellent game against Richards Bay. Allende finds Reyners, first touch for the key striker up front. Now Matthews, he's also going to be key on that left-hand side. Inside to Sales. Kaizer Chiefs very quickly getting numbers back, and Sales dispossessed. A late challenge there from Basadin, and he's going to go into the book. First foul, he says to the referee, but it was a rather hard one from Fawaz Basadin. And so inside the opening 5 minutes, the referee's notebook takes some ink.
That is not the best start for Basadin. The defender has to be cautious going forward there, but brilliant footwork there from Lilepo. Yeah, Basadin coming through without stopping there.
Basadin has played on the right-hand side for Mamelodi Sundowns on a couple of occasions since joining at the beginning of the season. He's the only big signing that they've made so far. They've still got a few more weeks until the transfer window closes. There is an expectation some players are coming from particularly South America, but nothing just yet. Basadin now in his natural left-back role, where he made his name with Swallows and Stellenbosch. Keanu Cupido. Both Cupido and Basadin actually started their careers at Cape Town City. Adams, too strong for Mokoena, and Morena, even with his pace, is not going to get it. Last season, of course, Sundowns beating Chiefs in the league, both home and away, but losing in that cup semi-final. Now Reyners offside. Flag was up from Mr. Siwela. That's a bit of a confidence builder, it must be said, for Brandon Peterson too.
He hasn't conceded yet, and you can just see a little bit undecided there. It was Sales that got the nudge.
I don't think it was offside though, which is unusual for the linesman Zakeli Siwela to make a mistake like that. He has been by far the best linesman we've had in this country over the last 10-15 years, and he got that one wrong. Now a bit of pace from Lilepo, rides one challenge. No, excuse me, that was Monyani coming from the right back position. Now Allende, Basadin.
Well, there was some good work there from Kunika covering for Monyani.
Chiefs very quickly, every man back behind the ball. Look at how they all in their own half. Adams will find a bit of space here for Basadin. Lovely pass. Down he goes.
And that's what they say about the attackers. They don't know how to tackle. And Duba bringing down Basidine there with an unorthodox challenge.
Now it'll be Sundowns ball here on the near side. Topelo Morena with a throw in. He's also making his first start of this new season along with Kaizer. Just shows you the depth that Mamelodi Sundowns have at their disposal. Reyners now, a little chip as Mokoena came running through. This is Sales with some nice footwork. Reyners bobbing around that area. Matthews gets a little touch in there. And over the top of Peterson's goal. Maybe the first warning shot fired across the bow of the Chiefs' defence.
Yeah, some creativity shown here by Sales. Not the best of clearances there from Miguel. A touch to find Tashrik Morris stretching there. And good enough to get a touch.
Look at the pace of Matthews there as well, in on the challenge here. He's behind Inacio Miguel, but he still is quick enough to get to the ball first. Sales with the good initial touch. Just watch here, just gets the stab in there.
Yeah. Sales, he is left to fill the void of Ribeiro, that is, if he still leaves.
Yeah, very different player though, so it's a bit of heavy expectation on Sales.
A massive one. I think initially when he first came to Sundowns, because of his size.
Yes, Kaizer just battling here with Duba. Free kick in favour of Sundowns, you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying that because of his size, we just immediately assume that he's a striker. But he can play as a leading man, but I think he's more suited to the flank there, as we see Kaizer shield this one to safety.
Kaizer beginning his career as a midfielder, but last season when he broke into the Sundowns team, used in central defence. There was a lot of competition for places, the two centre-back places last season. You remember the Argentine Lucas Suarez was still in the squad as well. Here's Mtetwa, Modi, that's a good challenge from Mtetwa to strip the ball, and Morena's efforts to take it away are unsuccessful. Now the cross from Marco! Good strong header from Duba. On target, and Ronwen Williams equal to the task. So Kaizer Chiefs have also sent out a little signal of intent. Now Peterson taking no chances there. He almost took the first aid guys out with that clearance.
Yeah, great pressure right here from Chiefs. Mtetwa initially stealing the ball. Modi with a few lucky touches there, falling to Marco, which is further forward there. Brilliant movement from Duba to get in front of Cupido.
It was a great little cross from Marco as well. Hung up nicely there for Duba to attack. Now Cupido. We do have two other matches tonight in the Betway Premiership. Excuse me. Sekhukhune United top of the table, hosting Amazulu, where the score is 1-0 to Amazulu up in Polokwane. So Sekhukhune have actually conceded their first goal of the season, which means Kaizer Chiefs, as things stand right now, the only side not to have let in a goal. That was scored by Ngwenya, the new Zimbabwean signing that Amazulu have made. And Golden Arrows playing Magesi tonight at Umlazi. Sedi Dion putting them level after Vandala had scored for Magesi. The first goal came in the 10th minute and the reply in the 11th. Now, here is Basidine trying to get his way through traffic, but Kaizer Chiefs doing well, and then maybe not doing well. That pass back into the penalty area, catching Monyani, and Quinica. This was perhaps not the best choice for the skipper to make. Monyani, I think, was not expecting it either.
Yeah, even if he was expecting it, it was a little bit hard there from Quinica, and decided in defence for Kaizer Chiefs.
So it means a corner opportunity early on in this game for Mamelodi Sundowns. And they've got numbers forward for the set piece. Looks as if Allende has seeded it to Basadine, who gets a good height onto this. Clearing header away from Inacio Miguel, only as far as Morena. He'll look to bang it back into the danger zone. Header here for Sales, but he played it off his chest. Or well, maybe there was an option to go for a header there. And Shabalala and Duba looking to combine. Ball through the middle. It's far too strong, and you could see Ronwen Williams anticipated that very early.
Excellently, and I think that is part of his strength there, because Sundowns will play with the high line as they are in possession, and it needs the goalkeeper to be wary. It's exactly what Williams was in that situation, but great breakaway there from Kaizer Chiefs.
When these two teams first met all the way back in 1983 in the old NPSL, Chiefs won or were unbeaten in the first 8 meetings between these two sides. Times really have changed. Sundowns unbeaten in the last 8 league games against Chiefs, 7 wins and 1 draw. Of course, that sequence is for the league only. Nedbank Cup semi-final, the Chiefs fans will very quickly remind you, is the last result between these two teams. Pele now, a little indecisive initially, Modi, and now Marco. Shabalala wants it to feet. Shabalala will turn and shoot. Comes off Koza, up in the air. Clearance is away from Adams. Oh, Alende's won the ball in the air. Now Linepo off the flank, as he likes to play. Can he drag this back? Inviting little ball. Well, I tell you what, it was to the near post where Duba was, but had he pulled that back towards the penalty spot, Pele was unmarked and waiting for an opportunity to have a strike on goal.
And this is Linepo in full flight. Basadine giving him space to run at him. Excellent attempt there, but look at far post. It would have been a tap-in.
Nasruddin Nabi, of course, going back to his native Tunisia to look after his wife, who had an accident. Missing those opening 3 matches, but was, by all accounts, in constant communication with the coaching staff. So something of a team effort in getting Kaizer Chiefs through successfully their opening 3 games of the season. They weren't easy, I might remind you, for Kaizer Chiefs, but at the end of the day, they had the results: 3 wins and 9 points, with success over Stellenbosch away, and then beating Polokwane City and Richards Bay by a single goal here in their last 2 matches. This is their 3rd successive home game. They'll be in Durban on Saturday for an away match against Golden Arrows. That game's going to be played at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. And then when the international window is over, they will be back home again to host Sekhukhune. That could be a top-of-the-table clash.
Wow. I can see Kaizer Chiefs here applying pressure high up the field, but they choose when to do so now, sitting in a mid-block.
Tere, man of the match in the last encounter, Inacio Miguel. Tere again. Now Shabalala. This is a good stage for him. Remember, he's in the Bafana preliminary squad that Hugo Bruce announced last week. Tomorrow, that squad is trimmed to the actual number of players who will be preparing for the World Cup games against Nigeria and Lesotho. Shabalala needs a good performance tonight to convince Hugo Bruce. Foul by Allende. Munyane, the victim.
Now Munyane proving to be a valued addition to this Kaizer Chiefs side there, just finding his feet and dropping the shoulder there, being brought down from Allende.
Well, they've made a pile of signings in this off-season Kaizer Chiefs, but only Munyane has started regularly since the beginning of the campaign amongst the newcomers, and Globo has got a goal. He was signed from SuperSport United on the bench today. Marco gets his first start, but Munyane has been by far the pick of the bunch in terms of the new signings. Flavio Silva, the striker, originally from Guinea-Bissau, played for Portugal at junior level. He has finally got his work permit and is on the bench tonight. But all the other new signings, Chislett and Bachmann and Velibai, all still not being used. That's Tetwa who goes over the top. Igodaru is injured as well, the ex-Mamelodi Sundowns striker, although he never played for Sundowns, but he was their property, was loaned out to several clubs. The last one being Amazulu, sorry.
Yeah, not for the first time this evening. Tetwa found further forward. Brilliant initial tackle there. Well done from Dube. And picking up the pieces there, Tetwa. One touch to set it up. I think the crowd felt that he could have had another touch, but Tetwa not used to finding himself in this position. A decent effort there as he gets applauded by his colleagues.
Well, I can tell you, Stanton, how unused to he is being in that position. He's played now 108 games in his career, starts, that is, League and Cup. How many goals do you think he's got with that kind of shooting? 0 is the answer.
I was going to give him credit and say 1 or 2 then.
Yet to score at this level.
Yeah. But when he sticks to what he's good at, he's such an excellent player. Was massive for Stellenbosch, starting to find his feature as he chats to coach Khalil on the side, breaks down play.
Yeah, it's credit to Stellenbosch tonight to see how many. That's Flavio Silva, by the way, the Guinea-Bissau player. He has been called up by his country for the very first time. Played for Portugal at junior level. But it is credit to Stellenbosch. If you look at tonight's lineups on both sides, you mentioned Tetwa and how well he did there. They got him out of nowhere from Black Leopards and really turned him into a star. And then there was, of course, there's Jaden Adams and Basadine and Reyners competing tonight. Up in the stands, of course, Lebogang Mabue. We saw Luke Bartman. There's Tyson Tulani Tlatswaya without a club at the moment. He was going to join Durban City, but in the end didn't do so. So Mabue, Batman, Velibai, that's Chislett, the Durban-born player who's had his career in England. He was sick last week, but hasn't been able to break into the team. Maklo here on the right-hand side as well. He's a quality player that had his injury woes.
Dortley as well.
Yeah, he's coming back from injury, Dortley, and so is Given Simango, which will strengthen the options for the coach.
He's been excellent so far this evening, as Duba, taken up some nice positions as a striker. He got the opportunity with the header coming in front of Cupido, and the Lelepo cross got his foot to it. So as a striker, making some interesting runs there, Duba.
So play back underway. 20 minutes have gone here at Soccer City. This is always going to be a little bit of a cagey affair. The Sundowns have come here in the past and handed Chiefs some nasty hidings. This is, given Chiefs' form at the moment, going to be a lot closer. Good pressure on Cupido too. Forces the error. It'll be Chiefs throw-in on the far side.
And once again, that pressure applied from Kaizer Chiefs, winning them possession. Shabalala at the heart of that.
Munyani takes the throw-in. This is Quinica, floats it into the area. Causa heads it away. Mokoena was just a little unsure. His pass to Moreno was a bit too strong. Mokoena got a fine goal at the Orlando Stadium, not far away from here, 2 weekends ago, the first leg of that MTN8 quarter-final. Foul here on Ignacio Miguel.
Excellent experience coming through there, Miguel. Got the touch, went past the man, but knew he was going any further.
Mokoena suggesting he dived. Allende was having words with the referee. He did check Mokoena, but I do think there was some contact.
Left his leg long enough to make the contact.
The dark arts, Stanton Frederick. I'm sure you learnt a few in your time as well.
Yeah, I know. Not proud of it, but it works. Certainly worked for Miguel. Yeah, an opportunity for Kaizer Chiefs with a set play, and he'll look to get at the end of that. Here will Ignacio Miguel.
Tele over the ball, so is Shabalala, and here's the delivery to the back post. Header into the danger zone. Big clearance away from Jaden Adams up to Mtetwa. Sundowns throw in on the far side.
Former teammates just having a quick word there. Mtetwa and Rainers. Sundowns with a patient build-up. Chiefs that's waiting to apply the pressure.
There's a rich history between these two sides over the years, and many famous cup finals, of course, and key league matches. Quite right to call it one of the classicos of the season. Chest and into the arms of Williams, who it must be said has been the busier of the two goalkeepers in these early stages.
Yeah, Sundowns finding it difficult to start from the back and play through the lines and to the midfield there. Kaizer Chiefs doing a very good job at cutting out the attempted pass to Allende and Sales and Adams.
Chiefs' last win over Sundowns in a league game 4.5 years ago now, 2-1 away. Serino scored for Sundowns. He's on the Chiefs bench today. Lebusa got an own goal, and Dumisani Zuma got the winner. Adams to Allende. I'm not sure he meant that pass. Finds Basadin. Now Rainers. Little chip from Adams. Far too strong. Crowd is now looking pretty much like everyone has made their way to their places. Just the some of the top tier empty. Young Vilakazi there, Bradley Cross. Vilakazi named today in the preliminary squad for the Under-20 World Cup later this month. He'll be South Africa going to Chile for that tournament. Serino just telling Cross, you're on TV, mate. And then the linesman obscures the view.
Yeah. Brilliant opportunity there for young Mfundo Vilakazi. Crowd favourite here at Kaizer Chiefs.
Well, you went to an Under-20 World Cup, didn't you? Back, what was it, 97?
Yeah, back then. It was in Malaysia.
Mokoena. This is going to fall for Chiefs. Marco is thinking about a shot, plays the little ball inside, clearance away from Adams, Sales. The rebound means it's with Mokoena here, floating it in search of Matthews. Koenika put his head in there to win possession for Chiefs. Now Sales takes it away, but illegally so. Foul on Marco. It's going to be a very good addition, I fancy, to the Chiefs squad. The 31-year-old Paseka Marco still looks like he's 18, but he's had a great career. A couple of injury blows along the way, perhaps denied him better opportunity.
Yeah, agreed. I think Marco, when he's injury-free, is a proper, consistent performer. Remember that horrific collision here against Ofori with his knee against on the head of Marco.
Poor old Ofori had one on the opening day of the season in this campaign.
Yes,
hasn't come back. Was that MTN 8 match against Stellenbosch on the first weekend of August.
Yeah, it's Cardoso that needs to come up with solutions now. Sundowns looking a little bit disjointed.
Cupido busts it in. Jaden Adams sitting a little further back to allow Mokoena to push up a bit. They'll interchange, I'm sure. Now Rainer's coming deep to look for the ball. That's a lovely little pass for Bassadin. Was that an attempt or the cross in search of Matthews? Either way, unsuccessful for Mamelodi Sundowns, but what a pass this was from Rainer's.
Yeah, brilliant combination play. That's more like it for Sundowns. Just a little bit heavy from Bassadin, trying to pick out Matthews. Much better by Sundowns to create that space. And as you mentioned, Mark, what a pass there from Rainer's.
Referee Bambisa saying get on with the game, and being ignored there by Nacio Miguel. He's going to leave it now for the goalkeeper. So got a bit of a knock in the mouth, did Vilakazi, bit of blood, so that's got to be stemmed and he'll be allowed to come back on. Chiefs down to 10 at the moment.
And I think that's the reason why they opted to go for the long one instead of play out from the back. Man deficit as Shabalala still on the sidelines.
Allende to Sales. Back again to the Chilean, who finds Rainer's. Little dummy there from Morena. Maybe a better pass to Rainer's.
Excellent work from Duba, filling in for Shabalala in midfield. Chipping in defensively.
By the way, Wednesday is the most... so we just watch Allende here, Raiders! Oh, we got a touch that wouldn't have counted, the flag was up, but every now and then they just get that decisive pass through. Did Mr. Siwela get it right this time?
It's Allende with the delicate chip, yeah, totally. Just made his run a little bit ahead of time there, did Rainer's.
Now, here's a little bit of useless information for you, Stanton. Wednesday is the second most common day for a match between Chiefs and Sundowns. Saturday, obviously, the first. But had many more games on a Wednesday, in fact, double, than they've had on a Sunday.
Wow.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I wonder why.
Cupido. Allende. Now Bassadin on the run. Back in his natural left-back position. Kuliso Madao back at training now at Mamelodi Sundowns, so there'll be competition on the right-hand side. But Morena's come in for Danielwa for tonight's encounter. Morena missed the first couple of games of the season with a little bit of an injury. Nothing too serious, but enough to keep him on the sidelines. He has had one outing off the bench. It's good work from Mordi. Nice challenge from Sales. A little unconventional, but effective nevertheless. And then Duba clatters in from behind.
A little bit overzealous there. Duba. So initially this was Mordi being tracked back from Sales. Great improvisation.
Yeah, it's called a bum ball.
That's not a camera. That is our camera doing some fine work.
One of our photo colleagues with some excellent work. Another foul. Mordi and Allende having a few words with each other. Pule Mordi starts for the first time this season. He has come on twice as a sub in those opening 3 matches. Of course, Chiefs not playing in the MTN8 this season, so have had less games than Mamelodi Sundowns. Chiefs next month will begin their African club competition campaign, but Sundowns are going to bye in the Champions League, so they don't play until October in Africa, so a bit more time to settle domestically. But Chiefs are going to be doing travelling aplenty from next month. They're in Angola in the first round of the Confederations Cup. A little stoppage here now.
Yeah, I think it was against an Angolan team when I played for Kaizer Chiefs when we won the Confederations Cup, yeah?
Interclub, the police team from Luanda.
That's right.
You won it at Ellis Park.
A little bit dangerous there from Sales.
I remember the gentleman who awarded you the trophy. It wasn't the CAF president, it was one of the EXCO members. He had had a little bit too much lunch, and his whole front of his shirt and tie was full of curry or gravy or whatever. It still came and handed the trophy to Patrick Mabedi. Was your captain, wasn't
it? Yeah, he took the penalty. Got us the win. I wasn't watching his outfit. I was staring at that.
The medal, yes. Now here's Sales. Tekwa back and makes the foul. A little frustrated now, Artur Sales.
Yeah, it's been in the wars, and it's Mordi again, trying to exact a bit of revenge, getting assisted by Mtetwa.
Warren Williams has conceded 1 goal in the league this season. Brandon Peterson none. Williams's goal conceded against Chipper on the opening weekend of league matches, plus 2 conceded to Orlando Pirates in the semi of the MTN8. Shabalala brought down. Well, the foul count certainly is mounting with some 10 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, it's I mean, the last 10-15 minutes of tackles, hasn't it?
Lovely crowd here tonight with 75,000 tickets sold, but all a little quiet at the moment because there's not much happening. The referee's whistle, I think, has been the busiest instrument in this game so far. It's certainly in the last 10 minutes. But at this stage of the season, a win for both of these sides absolutely vital for confidence, for building momentum, and just getting things onto the right track as you look for trophies later on in the campaign. Allende, Sales, space now on the left if Basadine gets going. He's got Matthews ahead of him as a decoy. First touch from Rainer is a little bit heavy, but Basadine with possession. Kaizer in that Chan side where you got some good game time in East Africa and Tanzania. Nice ball to Morena. Marco snapping at his heels. Support here from Adams. Played the dummy all the way back to Peterson, and very quickly on top of him was Ikram Reyners.
A bit of a nervy moment there, kind of a little bit underplayed there, but Peterson to the rescue.
So we're inching towards half-time with basically an attempt apiece for these two sides. The header from Duba for Chiefs, and then earlier Matthews putting it one over the top. Again, heavy first touch from Rainers, turns possession over, and here comes Mordi. Bit of space now for Chiefs. Lilepo has a good firing shot. That's an excellent save from Williams, and that was a cracking shot from Lilepo.
Once again, Kaizer Chiefs dispossessing Sundowns in the build-up. Great pass from Kennedy to find Lilepo. One touch to get it out of his feet, and another trying to catch him. It was dipping.
He's got a great boot on him, Lilepo, and that's why Ronald Williams is still the #1 keeper in the country.
Great shot and a great save.
Corner. A little bit of a waste as it's played onto Trele. Rushing out was the Sundowns team. Bassadin now looking to get Matthews going. Flag has stayed down. Tashrik Matthews. Backhand to Salis. Very quick break. Opportunity for Rainers. Mokoena! And Peterson makes the save, and I think that's gone for a corner. Well, he got a great strike against the Orlando Pirates, and Ronald Williams tested, and then seconds later at the other end. And this was a very quick break.
Yeah, I think brilliant pass there to find Matthews. Just not a good first touch to set it up, kept the opportunity alive there. Sales finding Mokoena, and brilliant save from Peterson.
You could see Rainers was thinking about it. He obviously got the call from behind him from Mokoena to leave it. Here comes the corner, Malibongwe Khoza with the header over the top.
Yeah, Peterson not only with a good save, but he parried it to safety, which is what goalkeeper coach will be very, very happy about. Here's an opportunity to see it from a different angle there. Mokoena with the first time, not easy, and ushers it to safety there. You can see what Mokoena wanted to do, find the far post.
If he keeps a clean sheet today, Peterson, it'll be 4 in a row this season, plus the last game of the last campaign. It'll be 5 matches in a row, which he's never done in his career before. And it's a big night for him as well. And as we have mentioned already, Sekhukhune United have conceded a goal, so Chiefs are the only side who haven't yet conceded in this Betway Premiership. Admittedly, it's the early stages. Play on, says the referee, as it looked like Marco felt the pressure there. Now Konika sees off his old Stellenbosch teammate. Up to Bassadin. 5 minutes now to half-time here at Soccer City. Game suddenly came alive with those 2 opportunities. Wonderful shot from Lilepo, it must be said, and then Peterson being tested by Mokoena as well. In comes Bassadin, finds Sales. Looking around, is he going left, is he going right? Waiting for Matthews to cross. Clearance away, desperate defending there from Paseka Marco. Morena's got pace, away he goes, gets caught, and that'll be a yellow for Pule Mordi. That was just a question of pace.
Yeah, Cardoso was fired up there with that tackle, not a happy chappy. Morena got first there. A bit of a clip. And I see Mordi going for the man, catching him on the ankle there. Knew that they were out of position and the counter-attack was on there. Taking one for the team is Pule Mordi.
He joins Bassadin in the book. Bassadin booked inside the opening 5 minutes. So now Bassadin there to take the free kick with the left foot. He'll swing it towards goal. Allende is the other option, maybe on his left too. Far was Bassadin, of course, moving from Stellenbosch, but he had a couple of seasons up here in Johannesburg with Swallows, so you will know the vagaries of living in Johannesburg.
Yeah, for a few games he played at centre-back. alongside Said.
Allende or Bassadin to take this. Is taking a while, this free kick. Bassadin curls it. Flick on from Sales. Clearance away from Monyani. And Tere. Matthews gives that away. Duva and Allende combining. And again, a wild challenge. And this one is a yellow for Duba. And he does talk back regularly to the referees, and it's going to be, if he continues that, no surprise if the red comes for dissent.
Not a good trait.
Very late on that challenge on Bassadin.
I think it's about his 4th challenge he's made this evening. So he was flirting with danger and gets a caution.
We hear 2 minutes to be added on at the end of the 45. We are coming close to half-time now. Who is going to make the breakthrough here at Soccer City? Matthews goes for goal. Peterson nice and safe. He's full of confidence at the beginning of this season. You remember he had a horrid time this time last year. Started the last campaign as the #1 for Chiefs. Lost his place to Ntwari, who then lost his place when Sundowns scored 4 goals against them in the Carling knockout. Then it was Bruce Vuma, and then all of a sudden at the Nedbank Cup final, suddenly Peterson was back in goal.
Yeah, and I think that's how goalkeepers gain their confidence, keeping clean sheets. As you mentioned, 4 now, 3 in this campaign, and his confidence keeps growing there. Peterson certainly has the ability.
Koza finds Morena sitting very high. Mordi does well. Tele, another fine performance in the midfield from him. It's been a little quiet from Shabalala. Can he get things going for Kaizer Chiefs? Here's Mordi. Lovely little ball inside in search of Duba. Well, he thought for a moment about going down there, I think, Duba. Now, here's Lilepo. Ignacio Miguel. Marco. Tetwa. Into stoppage time here at Soccer City. Crowd don't like that. All the way back to Peterson. They want Kaizer Chiefs on the front foot. The majority of the fans here tonight certainly supporting Chiefs. There have been occasions of late where there have been more Sundowns fans in Soccer City than Chiefs fans, but that's when things weren't going as well for the home team. It'll be a corner just before the break.
The crowd urging Nilepo to pull the trigger, and that's what he did. Bassadin in the way.
Surely now the last chance of the half coming up. Looks as if Shabalala is going across to take it.
Chiefs, they've got the height. Lepo, Quinica and Miguel.
Now they're hoping Munyani can deliver something here. Back post, they're all queuing up there. That flag's up. Sundowns are pushed up. First bit of work for the linesman on the far side, Mr. Sitole. And I think that's pretty easy.
Yeah, well done from the Sundowns defence.
Yeah, they pushed up very quickly. That's something you work on in training.
Yep, and it's discipline, and it looks like Cupido is communicating with his charges.
So there it is, 45 minutes gone here at Soccer City. We've had 2 chances apiece in this game. Couple of good efforts from both sides, but it's been a cagey affair in the middle of the park, Stanton Fredericks.
Yeah, KG indeed, especially on the behalf of Sundowns there. A matured performance from Kaizer Chiefs, which I thought that tactically set themselves very nicely as they discuss what's working and what's not. But it's halfway. The Chiefs will be the happier of the two. And let's see what Sundowns come out. Can they come out looking better in the second stanza?
Well, there were quite a few changes made at half-time in the last game for Kaizer Chiefs against Richards Bay to try and get them onto the front foot. But I'm not so sure they're going to make as many here, rather keep something in reserve as they look to the latter stages of the second half. Half-time here at Soccer City, no goals.
It's half-time at the FNB Stadium. Kaizer Chiefs 0, Mamelodi Sundowns 0. A half that saw Chiefs start well. Then the game lost a bit of impetus, didn't it, in that middle phase of the opening half, and then it was Mamelodi Sundowns who looked more than capable of scoring towards the latter stages of the opening 45. We are going to remind you of some of the scorelines around the country. 3 matches taking place at the very same time. At the moment, AmaZulu lead against Sekhukhune United by a single goal to nil. Ungwenya, one of the new faces at Lesotho on the score sheet. Golden Arrows and Mamelodi, it was Arrows who needed to respond after Mamelodi had taken the lead. But we're going to go straight into what we've seen, particularly from Kaizer Chiefs alongside both Villa and Coach Dludu. Coach, I want to start with you because we touched on this. There is a great confidence within Kaizer Chiefs at the moment based on the results. They are not allowing Mamelodi Sundowns to play, particularly in the early stages of the half.
Lozi, I'm going to take you to last season when Chiefs won. Utuba said we had a plan. We knew Suarez is a player that would get the ball. We were pressing them high. Today they planned again. When the time is right, they press up high and they don't allow Sundowns to play. And after it bypasses the defensive third of Sundowns, they drop back, just like now. It's a mid to a low block, meaning that they cover the spaces, they make it difficult for Sundowns to bypass and get those through balls. This moment here is proof of that. Unlucky for security namhlanje. Private security namhlanje because he's advancing a bit higher and is allowing himself to get into good positions.
Great chances have emanated from this press from Kaizer Chiefs.
Just a matter of just executing them. As Coach Dudu has said, even in the first half, try to get a shot, make sure that it's either you get a corner kick, you get a penalty, but make an attempt, or make a goalkeeper to make a save. But the press has been relentless from Kaizer Chiefs. I think that for me has stood out for me in terms of pressing them, being on their faces. This is what you want, and you don't want them to have time to look up and find spaces. But equally, you know, the front three, the front four have been working very, very hard in terms of speed, in terms of their coordination. I think it's been amazing for them. They should keep it at this point. They should keep it at the same rate. Don't give them time. Don't allow them, the likes of Adams, to look up. Because once they start looking up, once they start finding those important combinations among themselves, it's going to be a problem for them. But now it's time of them to just take those chances, execute them. Because as much as we are highlighting the high press, it needs to have a result. And the result is the ball in the back of the net.
What we did then see is that the game became a bit of a wrestling match between the two sides. And then the last 15 minutes or so, Sundowns were now starting to get those passes together. Saleh's heavily involved in that.
Precisely. It took approximately 34 minutes for Sundowns to combine more than 6 passes together, which means the plan for Chiefs was working out, and we started seeing them. This was a few moments where we saw them attacking from their left side, that is Sundowns, and to even get a moment like this where you see players running from behind to join the attack. This could have been a moment for them to break the confidence of Chiefs, but Chiefs doesn't allow them time and space behind the ball. They are killing the depth, which means Sundowns has spent more time defending. Saleh has been starting deep in his own half, as well as Matthews, as well as Reyners. He hasn't gotten any clear pass on his feet where he's able to turn, face the defenders, which means Chiefs has done half the job by not allowing Sundowns to progress in their play, just like this moment. They go 2-3 versus 1 of Sundowns in close proximity. So the player closest to the ball, they put a press. This moment was telling you that Chiefs is a team that knows they can't go pound to pound in certain areas, but whenever they are high up in the final third, they press, they win the ball, and make it difficult for Sundowns to clear their lines with height and distance.
Very quickly, what are you expecting to see? Changes coming nice and early in that second half?
I think not for now. I think the game will continue until maybe they see for sure that anything is not happening, especially for Sundowns. I think Matthews needs to come into the game. He's so isolated outside where Pasadena is holding down the width for them. So he needs to travel also to create more numbers inside, because Saleh is the one that's really, really traveling inside. So he needs to come in, put himself in the game, because he's out of the game at the moment.
So then it is Kaizer Chiefs 0, Mamelodi Sundowns 0. These two sides much better in the second half than they have been in the first. At this stage of the season, Kaizer Chiefs, 3 of their 4 goals this season already have come in the second half. For Mamelodi Sundowns, it's 4 of their 5. And with all the quality on the pitch and indeed on the bench, we expect the 2 goalkeepers to be much busier in that second half. It's coming up after this.
Welcome back, everyone. Here it is Soccer City. It is Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns in the Betway Premiership. No goals in the first 45 minutes. Not too many chances either, but a couple of smart saves, though, from Ronwen Williams and Brandon Peterson to keep the score sheet clean. We wait to see if there are any changes here at the start of the second half. Kaizer Chiefs slowly making their way out. 75,000 tickets sold tonight. A wonderful midweek turnout here at the Cathedral of South African Football, and hopefully a bit more entertainment to come in the second half. Now, don't forget our talent search on SuperSport. If you think you have what it takes to be the second Stanton Fredericks, then enter. Entries closing on Monday, it would seem. So there's the website, supersport.com/MVP talent search, and we could have you on screen sooner rather than later. Who is going to be celebrating at the end of the 90 minutes? Will it be the Chiefs supporters? Or will it be those from Mamelodi Sundowns? But it is a good party out there in the stands. People really have been enjoying themselves from early on this afternoon. Gates open at 4:30. Now, looking down to pitch side, it looks as if we are going to resume with the same starting 11s for both teams. And those in the suites who've got the catering and the drinks will slowly make their way back to their seats as well as we get the second half underway. Kaizer Chiefs to kick us off. They are defending the goal to the left-hand side, looking to beat Mamelodi Sundowns for the first time in 4.5 years in a league match. This is Shabalala looking to get it wide here to Lilepo. Good first touch from him to keep it in play. Now he's got a left and a right. On the left perhaps not as strong, but it's a pass out to Modi. Early ball inside, inviting little one. Too close to Ronwen Williams. Just a reminder of the teams at the bottom of the screen. Both sides making 3 changes coming into today's game. Remember, Chiefs have had a break of 8 days since their last encounter, but Mamelodi Sundowns were playing in front of another big crowd at the weekend at home in Attridgeville against Orlando Pirates. A 1-1 draw, and then post-match penalties, seeing them eliminated from the MTN8. And if you didn't hear the news earlier on today, the final of that competition on September the 13th will be played at the Bombela Stadium, which is for only the second time an MTN8 final. You might remember the first one with Wits thrashing Sundowns 3-0. Dane Clates scored inside the opening 2 minutes. Big win for Gavin Hunt over Pitso Mosamani on that occasion. Who will it be? Steve Barker or Abdulsam Wadu? That'll be in a couple of weeks' time. Bombela Stadium in Mpumalanga province, and I'm sure the PSL will let us know soon enough when the ticket sales begin, but that's probably going to be a sold-out affair as well.
It's a replay of last season's final there.
But it'll be Betway Premiership action until then. 3 matches tonight, of course, across the country, and then a full weekend of fixtures too, starting on Friday night with Siwelele in action. They haven't had the best of results to start with. Mamelodi Sundowns will be away at Stellenbosch. That game's at the Athlone Stadium in Cape Town, 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. And later on the same day, Kaizer Chiefs are away at Lamontville Golden Arrows.
And Mr. Gleeson, that is Scorpion Kings. They are DJs, a famous worldwide genre that started in South Africa called Amapiano. We're going to school you tonight.
Yes. Well, I must be honest with you, I wouldn't have had a clue.
Our director says, stick with us, we'll keep you there on the pedestal where you belong.
Are they any good?
Awesome. Loftus is sold out Friday evening, apparently. I got some tickets if you want.
No, I think I'll go watch football. Now Modi Mtetwa, that's a good ball. Now a bit of pace on the flank. Back heel from Shabalala. Some tenacious defending though from Tapelo Morena, maybe a bit too much according to the referee. Free kick against Morena. Pulling back on Shabalala and then biting back again. Now Tashik Matthews, quiet night so far for him. Taken away by Monyani. Matthews battling away again. Shabalala can't get past Matthews. Some good defensive work, and Tekwa wins it. Sliding effort from Mokoena back to his goalkeeper.
Tetwa playing in front of Kaizer, breaking down play high up the field. And very impressed of our Kaizer Chiefs keeping the middle of the park very, very compact, forcing Sundowns wide. And when they do go wide, it's a press, once again containing that creativity and not giving the likes of Sales that space that they like to operate in just in front of the defense.
Causes pass cut out by Monyani. Now can he get it square? He hits Basadin. Handball. The flag went up very quickly from linesman Siwela. No complaints from Basadin either. So free kick conceded, and Kaizer Chiefs with an early set piece opportunity here at the start of the second half.
Monyani very close to the body, but it was definitely handled, yeah, with the left hand, that is.
That's where the linesman comes into the picture, and Mr. Siwela right on the spot there. There to take the free kick. Mamelodi Sundowns have got every single player back in that penalty box, looking to keep Kaizer Chiefs out. Crowd have found their voice. Here it comes. Clearing header came from Ikram Reyners. Marco beats Reyners. Still Marco. And then dissects or bisects his own two players. Chiefs ball. Cardoso really wants his players to push up onto Kaizer Chiefs. Now they're beginning to chase Mokoena. Shabalala's got time to turn though. Mokoena snapping at his heels, and Shabalala a little slow in distributing. Is saved really by Mtetwa, winning possession back. Ele does well. Here's Monyani. Steaming down this right-hand flank. Lilepo. Duba waits in the middle. Lilepo back onto his favourite right foot. That is going to be a goal kick.
Had opportunity to hit across. Twisting and turning there. Running out of field.
Who had the last touch here? Yeah, very much Lilepo. All the Chiefs players warming up were having a bit of a go with the linesman, particularly Gaston Sereno, who's still directing play. Here's Lilepo with a shot. Blocked. Munyani finds Kele. Back again. Not much room to maneuver there. Now Jaden Adams to Sales. Good effort at an interception from Marco. They're looking for Reyners. Ignacio Miguel with a clearing header. Sales looks up. Sundowns, by the way, have won their last 3 away league matches against Kaizer Chiefs. Here's Mordi. Forced inside by Kaizer. There's a bit of space out wide here for Shabalala to try and conjure something up. Sundowns looking to make a change here early in the second half. Got Aubrey Modiba standing by, and we hear that Basadin will be coming off, so perhaps not happy with what's happening on the left-hand side. Plus, of course, that yellow card for Basadin early on in the game will be a factor in the thinking, Stanton, of the coach.
Yeah, definitely with you on that one. I think the yellow card more than the performance. I think Basadin having a solid outing there, but more on the caution of getting that second yellow, I'm presuming.
Foul on Sales. Again, a bit niggly in the middle there between these two sides. So important, of course, to avoid defeat primarily, but also to come away with a win here tonight. I do presume later on in the game, Peter Shalalile, we might see him. He has scored 8 times against Kaizer Chiefs, and of course now co-holder of the record with Siyabonga Nomvete, 129 goals in the PSL era. Mokoena. Adams under a bit of pressure again. Kaizer Chiefs stealing the ball away with Shabalala. Quinica under a bit of pressure himself, turns possession over. Quinica playing tonight in the place of Aidan McCarthy. Shalolile standing by, I'm sure. Basadin off, Modiba on. First change of the night. There's quite a bit of competition on that left-hand side now at Sundowns. Of course, you've got Divine Lunga, who played on Saturday at left-back against Orlando Pirates in the cup tie. Matthews. Modiba will push forward. Interesting tonight how Adams is set behind Mokoena.
Yeah. Just allowing Allende to rove and try and make Sundowns play, but containing that midfield very nicely, our Kaizer Chiefs. But Sundowns continue to be patient.
Surely a handball there from Matthews. The bounce caught him. Interesting how they wag their finger at the referee. You got it wrong there, says Matthews. So it's almost like a natural reaction, but I think all 75,000 in the crowd saw that as a handball.
It becomes instinctive.
Now Chiefs, not enough movement for Monyani's liking. Clearing header from Cupido. Pressure in there from Shabalala. And oh, that's excellently done from Modiba. Avoids the corner with commitment.
Fresh legs of Aubrey Modiba.
Kaizer Chiefs are going to be bringing on Ashley Dupree, we hear, for Wandile Duba, who is also on a yellow, remember. Become a bit of a forgotten item with Chiefs. He's had his injury problems, Ashley Dupree, but not made the impact that perhaps they were hoping from him when they paid Stellenbosch big money. Here's Ignacio Miguel. Teasing is Modi, but no progress with Marco. Modi's touch a bit heavy. Sales gets the touch in there. Now, Ignacio Miguel loses out, and here is Reyners. Sundowns on the counter, and Reyners looking to thread it into Mokoena. Allende, they've still got an opportunity here. Chiefs have got numbers back though. Sales goes for goal! Now, how close was that one? Because it had a vicious bounce just in front of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the defence just backing off there, giving Sales an opportunity to pull the trigger. See, there, picks it up. Sundowns patient, keeps it alive. They kind of wanted to cut off the pass to Allende. In turn, creating space for that shot. Sales trying to keep it and bend it. Not far off, agonizingly close.
Very close. Would that have been the worldie that Coach Dudlu was expecting from Sales?
That's something like that.
Chiefs change, Duba off, Dupria on.
Similar, like for like. A speedy striker that'll keep on testing Kaizer and keep it out. Solid performance this evening there from Duba. Chipped out defensively. Had their 2 opportunities in the first half.
Header from Matthews, clearance from Quinica. Morena, still Morena. Still keeps going. He's quick, this man, and he's going to get, no, I was about to say he's going to get the free kick, but it's actually gone against him. And he'll smile about it as he always does.
The experience coming through there, Paseka Mako. Just getting the body in between the player and the man. The ball rather.
And both players pleading in the direction of the linesman. Well, it's already 15 minutes gone in the second half. We're up to the hour mark at Soccer City. Look at that site, beautiful, packed. This is the way we should be watching league football every game.
On a Wednesday evening.
Yeah, good luck getting home. Back to Ronald Williams under a little bit of pressure. From Modi high into the sky. It's Allende, it's Sales. Modiba with Matthews ahead of him. Modiba finds Adams. Malibongwe Kaizer getting a chance tonight. The patient build-up begins here from Mamelodi Sundowns. Cupido with Adams. Now Modiba cut out by Mtetwa, looking for Shabalala. Mtetwa again, does he find Lilepo? Little interception from Matthews. Wins the ball back for Mamelodi Sundowns, and the slow build-up will begin again, although we've got Tele down on the pitch.
Not sure what's happening.
No, he lost his boot, and Tetwa's gone to fetch it for him. Well, he's the first man possibly in the history of football to be stretched off for losing a boot.
So is he running all the time without a boot?
Now, our winner tonight of the prize for the best dressed supporter is this lady. We'll try and find her name for you. We don't hand out points, we collect them. I would presume, Stanton, as you pointed out, her first name must be Queen.
We're just taking a chance, but
I think it might be an educated guess. Congratulations, madam. 10,000 Rand richer, well-dressed supporter. Matthews inside. There were some excellent supporters last night for Orlando Pirates in full regalia. You can do so much more with Pirates, of course, with the Pirates kit and the eye patch and all of that kind of stuff. Skull and crossbones. I'm not so sure the feathers of Chiefs are in the same league in terms of dressing up.
Sounding like a Pirate supporter there, Mr. Gleeson.
Oh, I better watch myself, yes. Foul by Mtetwa.
Cool Cat Shongwe was enjoying the outfits last night. I was listening to you guys. Yeah,
there's another yellow card in there, by the way. Mtetwa on the back of Adams. That's the fourth of the
feisty
game.
affair there. Very naughty there with the studs clipping the Achilles of Jordan Adams.
Kaizer Chiefs are going to be bringing on Gaston Sereno shortly. There's also Sipasihle and Globo standing by to come on. For the moment, though, just the one change apiece. Now the free kick, finally. Allende floats this in, looking for the head of Sales. Lovely ball. Didn't get the touch. So Kaizer, with that knock on his heel, I think won't be playing any further part. And we also hear Shabalala is going to go off, so Sereno and Ndlovu to come on. In the meantime, Monyane, good tackle from illegal tackle from Matthews.
I was not happy with the decision.
Didn't wave his finger this time, though.
And Monyane just trying to cut inside there. Caught him from the side.
Yeah, to be fair, that's a foul every day of the week.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you support. Now, Sereno and Ndlovu. Sereno's going to bring some passion. You wonder how much, though. He's got to keep his wits about him and not let this game go to his head. Disappointment for Shabalala, not the impact that he might have been hoping for. And then Clele, who got that knock off, and Ndlovu will go into his position. So I think Mtetwa's going to possibly sit a little further back, and Ndlovu's got a bit more in the creative department. One goal already this season as well. Ndlovu. Cross towards the back post to Lilepo. Good challenge in there from Keanu Cupido, because Lilepo was looking to pick up that loose ball. Monyane so frustrated. There's so little movement for him. He wanted to take that throw in quickly. Peterson, I think every time that long back pass comes, visions of some of those blupses in the past.
Yeah.
He was taking no chances there.
Keeping it simple. Often the best choice.
Well, this surely now, Stanton, if it's going to be decided, will be a one-goal game, you would think. So close, so tight, very few opportunities. Adams looking for Morena. Too strong. Not a bad idea, though.
Great attempt from Adams. Great attempt there, trying to catch out the speedster Morena.
Plenty of changes coming up momentarily for Mamelodi Sundowns. But let's see what Chiefs can do here with Lilepo. Onside, of course. Modiba scuttles across, early ball inside, looking for Serino. And Cupido again with a decisive interception. Now Tetwa. Peterson, only as far as Morena, headed back. Inacio Miguel. Modi. And Globo keeps it in play. He's got support from Paseka Marco. Ball inside here to Dupria. Moniani. Lilepo again, hugging this touchline. Serino. Bit of possession now for Kaizer Chiefs to try and see if they can force it opening, and then Inacio Miguel giving it away and winning it back, and play on, says the referee. Now Ndlovu to the middle, inviting little ball as well. Dupria came sliding in there. Aubrey Modiba didn't clear it very far. Moniani, no way through. Modiba, nice body block there. And the ball's still in play, so Mamelodi Sundowns have to wait to get those 3 changes on. We can see Zuko Udanyelwa is standing by, so is Lebo Motiba. And it also looks as if Siyabonga Mabena, the teenager, is going to be coming on. So no Peter Shalolile, although there'll be one more change still after this triple change. Yes, Allende. Morena. Now it's opening up a little bit. Morena just showed a bit too much of that, and they have the throw in on the far side. A little disappointed with himself. Now they can get the changes on. Tashrik Matthews replaced by Mabena. Morena's coming off, that was his last touch, and Ikram Reyners as well. So a quiet night tonight. Lebo Motiba is the obvious replacement for Reyners. He's even smarter than Peter Shalolile with his shirt tucked in there.
Yeah, the tuck-in game is real.
Lebo Motiba, former Bafana striker, played all his career overseas, and successfully so as well in Ligue 1 in France. He's had his injury woes. There's Peter Shalolile, the chief slayer, it must be said, but he hasn't had an opportunity tonight yet. Now everyone except for Ronald Williams in the Chiefs half. Mokoena, Cupido's gone back. Khoza. Mokoena through the middle. Finds Adams, but he stood on the ball, and Tetwa stole it away. Lilepo's strong and pacey. Cupido's the defender. Lilepo. Good double teaming, but Lilepo again! Well, he struck that with some venom back, trying to get the crowd going, but maybe not the best decision there from Glody Lilepo.
Yeah, great cover there from Modiba. Yeah, just had time to take another touch.
Yeah. That could have been the one the Chiefs were looking for. They've got the corner. And they've got the crowd behind going, putting the pressure on the Sundowns defence. Gaston Serino will take it. Short to Mordi. Floated in by Moniani. Easily cleared by Mokoena. Marco Ndlovu. Lilepo out onto the far flank, and he was offside. He was slow in getting back. Fatigue setting in, perhaps?
Laziness and fatigue. Yeah, not for the first time trying the short corner this evening. Kaizer Chiefs You can see Lilepo coming from an offside position. And once again, that Sundowns defence
yes, I was
pushing
about to
us
say, give them credit too for coming out quickly and keeping their line. Kaizer. Well, let's see what the changes can do for Mamelodi Sundowns. Tetwa's had a storming game, stealing possession, and he's won the free kick as well. The referee could have played a little advantage there, you would think.
Could have. Excellent once again from Tetwa, reading the play, cutting down play, and starting the attack at an advanced position for Kaizer Chiefs. This is the touch. Mokoena just reaching out, a little bit naughty there.
That was definitely a free kick. It does not look as if Shalolile is going to be coming on, but rather Batusi Obas, so that's a bit of a surprise. Do they feel perhaps they're losing a bit of control in the middle there, and they need another body in the form of Obas, who's certainly a ball winner. Floated in by Serino. Back post header from Ignacio Miguel. He was leaning all over Modiba, and he concedes the free kick.
Stay compact, says Coach Nabi.
Doesn't need the translator for that, although later on we'll have to have one of those long interviews again.
We'll have to lean on Coach Cedric.
Yeah. I must say, does translate very well, although it does add a fair amount of his own stuff in there. Quinica does well. Here's Lilepo. Allende steals it away. Now, Modiba goes on the chase. Sundowns ball, they want to take it quickly, but before they can, we'll have the last change of the night for the champions, Batusi Obas, who's been a little bit of a forgotten figure so far this season, comes on in place of Tebogo Mokoena. Remember, they've got Stellenbosch away on Saturday. Maybe that's a little bit of the thinking too here. Happy to potentially leave here unbeaten.
We've got to remember that just managing the load as well as Coach Cardoso. And the Club World Cup taking reins as well, just a 2 weeks rest for them.
Good pressure here from Dupree on Cupido. Ball inside to Ndlovu. Serino is waiting, he's still calling for it. They don't find him. Now Dupree goes wide. Too much on that. It is still Sekhukhune 0, Amazulu 1, which means Sekhukhune will have their 100% start of the season ended. If it stays that way, they'll be on 9. Chiefs, if this score remains the same, will go top of the table with 10. Golden Arrows 1, Magesi 1. 2 goals in the opening 11 minutes, none since in that particular game. And those games started a good 15 minutes before this one did, because we had that little delay. In fact, we hear Arrows have just scored. They've gone 2-1 up. Arrows 2, Magesi 1. Here come Chiefs. Shot has no real power to trouble the goalkeeper. Pule Modi.
Well, it was a good idea there from Modi cutting in. Just didn't have enough power to trouble Williams. Sundowns remain patient, spread it out, try and occupy their spaces further up the pitch.
Well, if it stays this way as well, well, let's just see what Allende can do here. And Tetwa made another excellent interception there. This is given away to Modiba. Now Obas has started one league game this season. So before tonight, Sekhukhune, Kaizer Chiefs, Durban City and Mamelodi Sundowns, the unbeaten teams in the league so far. Durban City with 2 wins and 2 draws after last night's away point at Polokwane City. So Sekhukhune losing at the moment. They will lose their unbeaten record. So if it stays this way, it'll be Chiefs, Sundowns and Durban City who are the unbeaten teams. Is he onside here, Lebo Motiba? Support from Mabena. Runs into the big frame of Inacio Miguel. Does well.
Nicely protected it from Miguel.
Well, I think these fans have enjoyed themselves despite the lack of any furious action in this game. That lot are more used to winning of late, so they are perhaps not as happy.
You can see the glum faces.
It's interesting, Alberta's picked his side there. He's gone to the Sundowns camp. Yes, Serino now, bursting forward. He'd so love to do something against his old club. Lilepo. Ndlovu Mtetwa finds Marco. Mordi on the flank. Serino behind him. Marco in support. Mordi's going to continue trying on his own. And he gets the free kick. Danyawa gives away the set piece. Oh, excuse me, it's a throw-in. So Marco will take it. And as he takes it, we move into the final 10 minutes. Serino looking for another one of those cracking shots that we've seen already this season. Right, any famous DJs there?
Just General Holemisa in attendance, and Bramike next to him, and next to him is Junior Matahong.
Will look a bit old to be behind the desk. Corner kick, Kaizer Chiefs getting a little sloppy at the back. Chiefs a little slow in getting forward. Sundowns making their way back to defend this corner. Gaston Serino to take it.
Let's see, another short corner. Totally outnumbered in that box, just the 3 Kaizer Chiefs players.
Lilepo. Ball's through here, chance for Serino, flags up, it won't count. Saved by Williams anyway, but Zakeli Siwela, the linesman, had his flag up before Serino put that shot away.
Great movement from Lilepo.
Yeah, again that defensive line steps up and catches him offside. Whoever's been working on that with the Sundowns back 4 has been doing a fine job. Sekhukhune have equalized against Amazulu. Final score, Arrows 2, Magesi 1. Ronaldo Marman with the equalizer. So they will stay unbeaten as well. And they'll keep their place at the top of the table if it stays 0-0 here. Serino, nice touch. Possession turned over. Salez. That is going to be Mamelodi Sundowns ball. There's certainly none of the fluidity to the Sundowns play that we've become so accustomed to. Look at Serino bursting through. Allende gets the touch in there. Another free kick, another good opportunity here in the closing stages for Kaizer Chiefs.
Serino going for the first challenge, and Mori getting ahead of him. Dunyelwa. Opportunity for Kaizer Chiefs.
Time is running out here. Now, Nilepo's got a very powerful shot. We saw earlier in the game how Ronwen Williams made a superb save to deny him. He looks to be the man to take this free kick. Referee Bombiso has had his say. Right, let's see. Is this the chance to win the game? Nilepo goes for goal. He's just over the top. I'll tell you, virtually one-step run up there and still cracked some power behind that effort.
Yeah, it wasn't maybe 2 steps. 1-2 away from the ball, up and down. And yeah, just over the bar there. Williams had that one covered.
It'll be Sundowns throw in here. Time is running out. Here's the young Mabena. Can he turn things around? Clearance away from Munyani. Modiba. Allende. Switching across. There's no Morena anymore on that right-hand side. But Obas will go out wide anyway. Strong challenge in there from Ndlovu. Modiba. Now Mabena. Here's Sales. Allende. Sales with the ball inside. It was Motibo being held back there. He certainly feels so. I think Miguel was taking a bit of a gamble there with that challenge. Serino now gets the free kick. And there's another yellow card. Jaden Adams into the book. That's one for the team.
It has been very physical in midfield on both ends.
Now have a look at this and see what you think. What Ignacio Miguel, was he pulling back on Motiba, or did he go down a little bit too easily?
I think there was a bit of contact there, but over elaborative from Motiba.
And the referee not convinced at all. Serino takes this, looking for Lilepo. Chiefs in these closing stages, seeking to win it. Marco's cross is far too strong. Now Munyani's done well, has support. Dupria using his pace, trying to dribble his way into the penalty area. Sales clears, up to Mabena, loses out. Here's Mtetwa. Mtetwa again. Passing's never been his strong point. Winning the ball, he's been excellent tonight. Munyani. Free kick in favour of Chiefs. Adams got to be careful.
Yeah. And Munyani's been excellent there, just showing a bit of strength. And Adams clipping up the heels.
Having just gone into the book. Perhaps not that wise, especially that high up. Well, this was always going to be tight and cagey, but we did not expect it would be goalless going into the final minutes. Dupree now, pressure on Cupido. Good clearance. 4 minutes are going to be added on at the end of the 90. Back from Modiba to Williams. Can he launch something from deep in defence? Drives this forward, looking for Lebo Modiba. Good work from Quinica. Here's Mordi now. Back to Quinica. This might be a chance. Marco, he's gone wide. Lilepo teasing, looking to cut inside, runs into traffic, and is a big hoof forward from Koza. Now Munyani slips. Chance for Lebo Modiba. Puts his head down, strong runner. Doesn't find Jaden Adams. Tired bodies out there now. This has been such a tough physical contest. Maybe there'll be a mistake from someone and there could be a late winner. Sereno to the back post. Too strong.
They had a good idea there, Sereno. But Lilepo just stays out wide, doesn't come inside and enter the box.
The coach wasn't happy with the fact that he delivered that ball in the way he did.
Yes, and he's showing, get inside, get in the box.
Steve Compella. So we're into stoppage time here. 4 minutes confirmed. Modiba out wide. Whoever scores now is really snatching it in the death. Sales. Mabena, the youngster, cuts inside. Good block. It was both Munyani and Quinica who put their bodies on the line. Koza, Obas, Allende. Finds Aubrey Modiba. Little cross from him. Oh, bodies all over the place there. No one makes any contact.
Really giving that defence something to think about as Lebo Modiba. And it's Modiba with the in-swinger.
Well, Modiba's such a big man and he's a real handful for defenders. Had a hamstring tear during the Club World Cup, which set him back a little bit. This is only his second appearance of the new season, both of them off the bench. But when he's back in full flight, I think he might still turn out to be an asset both for Sundowns and for the national team. Now look, everyone's congregating here towards the tunnel. It's almost as if they're waiting for the final whistle and anticipating a crowd invasion. And Globo, Sereno. Still Sereno. Still Sereno. Now to Lilepo, back in again. Chance from Tetwa, drives it to goal, is on target, and Williams makes the save.
Yeah, that you pulled his stat earlier on.
Still hasn't got a goal, but came very close there.
Yeah, brilliant play here from Sereno. Lilepo going infield, trying to eke out something. Falls from Tetwa, done extremely well to get it on target. And Williams to the rescue.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been easy through the crowd of players there, although the shot on the ground is a little bit easier for the goalkeepers to deal with. Now the running of Lilepo, still got something in the tank, up against Kaizer. 1 minute to go. Is that a foul? Another free kick for Kaizer Chiefs in the closing stages. Surely now the last opportunity. Can they steal it in the depth here? Make it 4 out of 4. Sekhukhune have drawn with AmaZulu, so they've ended their 100% start to the season. They are top of the table though with 10 points. They'll be ahead of Chiefs on goal difference if it stays 0-0 here. If Chiefs can score now, they will lead by 2 clear points after 4 rounds. Could this be the moment? Everyone's forward now into that penalty area, looking to get a touch onto it. Clock is ticking away. There are 15 seconds remaining. In from Sereno. And Ronald Williams just takes that balloon and punches it, and all the fizz goes out as he makes the save. The referee has a look at his watch. Whistle to mouth. That is that here at Soccer City. Goalless between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns. Not too many clear-cut chances. Chiefs remain unbeaten. Sundowns remain unbeaten. And there is still a 2-point gap between the two. Sekhukhune will be top of the table, ahead of Kaizer Chiefs on goal difference only. Who is the happier of the two, do you fancy?
Yeah, I think both coaches not looking too happy. I think Miguel Cardoso would be a little bit more worried. Another draw, 4 games, 2 wins, 2 draws. And I think Kaizer Chiefs